16. So we haven't really covered the Europa League yet at all on the channel, because firstly, to be honest, I haven't really watched too much of it, but secondly, I didn't really want to cover it too much until the knockout phase happened. So we're now into the round of 16, so I thought, why don't we start to cover a little bit of Europa League. I also got a comment on my Champions League prediction video to do this for the Europa League as well. So yeah, I'm going to do some predictions for the Europa League ties, because of course they're happening as well on Thursday. And I mean, to be honest, as I said, I don't really know too much about the teams and the ties, so it's more so just come and browse with me and learn a little bit more about the ties and the teams, and I'll give my general thoughts on it. So let's begin then. So we'll start here. The first tie we have is Viktoria Plzen vs Lazio. So Lazio, I believe, finished top of the Europa League phase. I should probably get up a table. For reference. So Lazio, yes, they did finish top of. Lazio finished top of the table. 6 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. And the only loss was in the last game when they had already qualified. They are one of the favourites for the competition. They are in some fantastic form in Serie A, having a very, very good season, and come into this off the back of a very, very impressive win over Milan away from home, 2-1 in a pretty dramatic fashion, to 98th minute penalty to win that game from Pedro. So for a team with a lot of confidence, and I mean, you would thoroughly expect over the course of the 2 legs to get past Viktoria Plzen, who in the Europa League finished 16th. I mean, they're not a bad team, but they're not amazing. They, I believe, beat Fenerbahce in the round of 32 playoff round, and they seem pretty strong at home, at least. Man United only just beat them, so this is maybe going to be a difficult one, the first leg for Lazio, going away from home against Viktoria Plzen, but I fully expect over the course of the 2 legs Lazio to get the job done here. I think maybe you could draw the first leg 1-1, but I think over the course of the 2 legs Lazio should definitely have enough quality to get past Viktoria Plzen in this tie. Next up we have AZ Alkmaar vs Tottenham Hotspur. Okay, now this is very, very interesting. So AZ Alkmaar have been pretty good actually this season in the Europa League. I mean, they did pretty bad in the group stage or league phase, finishing only 19th. I think people expected a little bit more from them, but they did beat Roma. And then it was really the round of 32 where they really impressed. They came up against Galatasaray, who many people, me included, definitely thought could potentially win the competition, and they absolutely battered them to beat them 4-1 at home. Unbelievable. And then they managed to go away from home and get a 2-2 draw. So fantastic from AZ Alkmaar, and they proved that they're a very, very dangerous side, for any team, and I'm not sure quite how well they're doing in Eredivisie. I mean, to be fair, they're not even doing that well, but that result against Galatasaray was mightily impressive, and particularly the home result result shows that they're really strong at home. So Tottenham, they're gonna be in for maybe a tough game in this first leg in particular. Away from home, going to Alkmaar is going to be difficult. Troy Parrott as well is pretty interesting. Is their top scorer with 12 goals, and of course, if you remember, he was a Tottenham academy player. Oh wait, actually I think he's on loan at AZ Alkmaar, which makes this very interesting. I'm not entirely sure if he's allowed to play or not then, but I mean, if he's missing, that could be a bit of a miss, because yeah, he scored a really decent amount of goals for them. But yeah, I think this is going to be a difficult tie for Spurs. Of course, Spurs, this is the only trophy they're in now, so it really is Europa League or bust. They're going to have to go all out for this. And they come off the back of a pretty disappointing loss to Man City in the league, but to be fair, I mean, they did have back-to-back wins. I think they are slowly improving. They have to go all out for this, but you know what? I'm a Spurs hater. I think AZ Alkmaar seem pretty good at home, so I'm going to say AZ Alkmaar do it and they beat Spurs here. I'm going to say they beat them 2-1, which will set up a very interesting first leg, but look, all I'm going to say is Tottenham, oh boy, Ange could be in some real danger if he loses this tie, because yeah, the next season is completely over and it really is do or die in this competition. Let's see if Spurs can get over the line. It would be very Spurs if he loses. So next up we have Stade Bucharest vs Lyon. So I don't really know too much about how Bucharest have done in Europa League. Let's have a look. Where did they finish? Okay, so they narrowly missed out on the top 8. They finished in 11th spots. And their results, they did play Man United and lost 2-0. Then they played PAOK, who are actually a pretty decent side, I thought. I think that's the same club Marseille plays for. No, I might be completely wrong there, but to be honest, I thought PAOK were maybe going to beat FC SB, but Bucharest came out on top. They're coming up against Lyon though, who Lyon had a pretty strong Europa League campaign, only the one loss. They beat Frankfurt as well. They went away against Fenerbahce and won, and Lyon in general having a pretty strong season in Ligue 1. They only just narrowly lost to PSG as well. Yeah, I think Lyon probably are going to take this tie. Over the course for 2 legs, they're doing pretty decent. I think they could be a bit of a dark horse for this competition, the Europa League. Kind of similar to Lazio though. Maybe the first leg they could struggle going away from home. I suspect Bucharest are probably pretty strong at home, but I think over the course for 2 legs, Lyon probably come out on top in this tie. Right, next up we have a very, very interesting tie. We have Fenerbahce vs Rangers. So, Fenerbahce, of course, managed by Jose Mourinho, and he had a really good Europa League. I mean, well, they had a pretty bad league phase campaign. They only just on the last day managed to qualify with the draw against FC Midtjylland. So that could have been really bad, but then they had a fantastic 3-0 win at home against Anderlecht, who Anderlecht are a pretty good side, although ended pretty badly the campaign, but they completely obliterated them, Fenerbahce. And I mean, the league is pretty much, I mean, they're definitely in the title race with Galatasaray right now. They're only 4 points away, so they could be on a really good season here. And we all know Mourinho's record in cup competitions, right? You can say what you want about Mourinho, but you know, one thing you can't deny is in cup competitions, particularly European cup competitions, in recent years he's been fantastic. So Fenerbahce, they're a pretty good side and they could be in for a deep run here. That being said, Rangers, I mean, they've had a bit of an up and down season. The league has pretty much done, and I think they actually have sacked their manager. Yeah, Clement has been sacked. They've got a new manager in, who is this guy? Barry Ferguson is in charge now. So yeah, it's been an up and down season, but that being said, while the league has been bad, Europa League, they did manage to get a top 8 finish, so they did pretty well in Europa League, and in general, Rangers have been pretty solid in Europe in the last couple of years. So this is going to be really interesting. Both teams are very, very strong at home as well, so I think the home legs are really going to be the deciding factors here. I think Fenerbahce are going to have to win at home, and I think Rangers are going to have to win at home. I do think, though, Rangers recently sacking their manager, it might be a little bit too much for them to knock out a team like Fenerbahce with a manager like Mourinho who just knows how to get past these two-legged ties. So I think Fenerbahce progress. I think this first leg probably be 2-0 Fenerbahce. They'll go and then they'll take a lead. Mourinho will sell up the team and they'll just get like a draw away from home against Rangers. But I'm really looking forward to this game. It should be really, really entertaining and fiery affair. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. Another tie which should be very good is Real Sociedad vs Manchester United. So, obviously we all know about Man United and their struggles. I mean, they did manage to finish third in the Europa League, and they're actually the only team to be unbeaten in the Europa League so far this season, which is pretty impressive. But, yeah, we all know how bad a team they are, and yeah, they've really struggled in the league, haven't they? As for Real Sociedad, I mean, they had an okay spell in the Europa League, finished 13th, and they came up against Midtjylland over 2 legs and completely destroyed them. Sociedad are a pretty strong team. I feel like these guys played. I don't know, I might be completely wrong. Did these guys play each other in the Europa League? I feel like they played each other. I don't think. I might be completely bugging it. Okay, no, they didn't. Anyways, but yeah, I think this is gonna be interesting because Real Sociedad, though, in the league haven't been amazing in La Liga. They're down in 9th place and recently got smacked by Barcelona 4-0. So, two teams not in the best of form here. But I mean, Man United is like Spurs. It's really do or die here. They have to win the Europa League. It's their only hope of something good this season. But I can't lie, the way Man United have been playing, their first leg is away from home. They're coming off a back of a FA Cup exit as well. I think they might lose this first leg away from home against Sociedad. I can see them losing this maybe 2-0, and then, you know what, I actually think Sociedad will probably win this over 2 legs. I just think Man United are such a bad team right now. Even though I don't think Sociedad are amazing, I think they're probably a more coherent team than Manchester United right now. So I think United, this is quite a difficult tie actually for them. I think they're going to struggle here, so I think Sociedad might knock them out. Right, next up is a really good clash here. We got Ajax vs Eintracht Frankfurt. So Ajax, if we have a look at how they did in the Europa League. So Ajax finished 12th place, not too bad, but did miss out on a top 8 finish, and then they came up against Union Saint-Gilloise in a pretty crazy game actually. This leg, Ajax had a 2-0 lead going into this, and they kind of bottled it. Davy Klaassen got a red card, completely changed the tie, but then they got work of it, but they did eventually go through Ajax. As for Eintracht Frankfurt, they had a much more comfortable route in. Finished 5th place, 5 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses. Frankfurt have been very impressive this season, both in the Bundesliga and Europa League. But that being said, come off the back of some really poor results, 4-1 against Leverkusen and 4-0 versus Bayern Munich. So not the best form really since the turn of the year, since Marmouche has gone, a slight dip in their form. But I think these are two very evenly matched sides. I think this is going to be a fantastic tie. First leg is at Ajax, and I know Ajax lost the second leg versus Union Saint-Gilloise, but Ajax, I think in general, are going to be pretty strong at home. You would suspect. I think they'll probably win this first leg 2-1, but I can really see this going either way. I think overall I would probably favour Frankfurt to get the job done here over the course of the 2 legs, but I can see it going either team here, honestly. So I'm really excited to see what happens in that one. Okay, next up we have Bodo Glimt vs Olympiakos. So Bodo Glimt finished 9th place, just missing out on a top 8 finish, and then they came up against FC Twente and thrashed them in the second leg. They were 2-1 down, and then wow, this was crazy. So they were 2-1 down going into this. They went 3-1 down. They clawed it back to 3-2. They then thought they were going to send it to extra time. They scored in the 92nd minute to make it 3-3. They scored in the 94th minute thinking they've won the tie, and then they conceded the 96th minute and they go to extra time where they then scored 2 goals. Absolutely crazy game there, but yeah, clearly Bodo Glimt are a pretty decent side, particularly at home. Olympiakos, they managed to get through in the top 8, finishing in 7th spot. Yeah, not bad, and very good defensively. It seems they only conceded 3 goals. Wow, 3 goals, that's all they conceded. So Olympiakos, of course, a very good side. Of course, they're the current holders as well of the Conference League, so they of course know how to get past these 2-legged ties. I think this first leg is going to be crucial here. If Olympiakos can get out of Bodo Glimt with a point, or a draw at least, I think they'll probably progress, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's maybe a little bit of an upset here and Bodo Glimt pull off a shock. They've been pretty good in Europe in the last couple of years, so yeah, I'm gonna back the boys. I'm gonna say Bodo Glimt get the job done. Right, in the final tie here is Roma vs Athletic Bilbao. A very, very exciting clash here. So Roma did not have a great league phase. They finished in the 15th spot, but of course, in general they haven't been great this season, and a lot of this was played under, different managers. But since Ranieri has come in, they've been pretty good, and they beat Frankfurt under him, and they had a really hard tie against Porto, which could have gone either way, but they managed to get the job done. Paulo Dybala absolutely clutched up in that game with 2 goals. Roma beat Bodo, which is a pretty big win because Porto are a very, very good side. So that was a bit of a statement victory there from Roma. As for Bilbao, they had a fantastic league phase, finishing in 2nd spot with 6 wins, 1 draw and only 1 loss, which maybe did get thumped by Besiktas, but yeah, they beat Fenerbahce away from home, which is pretty impressive. And Bilbao this season have been really, really good in La Liga. Kind of under the radar about how good they've been. They are comfortably in 4th place right now. Ernesto Valverde has been absolutely superb with Bilbao. And yeah, they're doing pretty well in La Liga, doing well in Europa League. Roma, as I said, haven't been great this season, but have really picked up under Ranieri and hit some really good form ahead of this game. And to be fair, they've clawed themselves back into contention for Europe and the league. So this is going to be great. It's two teams who are, I think, fairly evenly matched, both in pretty good form and having, fairly good seasons. And I really do think one of these two teams could have a deep run in the competition, particularly Bilbao. They will want to win this because the final is actually hosted in their stadium, but they have to get past Roma. It's going to be really, really tough. Paredes is missing for Roma, which could be a miss. First leg is in Rome, so I think Roma. I'd be shocked if Bilbao went there and won. I think Roma at home in Europe should be pretty good. I think Roma probably win the first leg 2-1, but I think over the course of 2 legs, I think Roma might progress. I think they might do it. I think they'll win the first leg and then they'll just go set up at Bilbao, play for the draw, and they'll get the job done. But yeah, I think that's going to be an absolutely superb time, and I can't wait for it. Anyways, I'm guessing it's like for Champions League. Let's see what's like the possible matchups. Okay, cool. So the winner of Plzen vs Lazio will face Bodo Glimt or Olympiakos winner. Oh, okay. So the winner of Ajax Frankfurt could play AZ Alkmaar or Spurs. So Spurs, if they go through, will play Ajax or Frankfurt, which is a little bit tough. Wow, this could be great. Roma Athletic Bilbao winner will face Fenerbahce or Rangers winner. And then Real Sociedad United winner will face Lyon or Bucharest. So, yeah, I mean, there could be some really good ties. Interesting, United and Spurs are on different sides of the draw, so we could have an all-English final. We could have an all-Italian final with Roma and Lazio as well. But yeah, it should be an interesting one. We'll see what happens in Europa League. Those are my predictions. I'm not an expert at all, but hopefully you guys did enjoy. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. If you have enjoyed, please